This video is to show you how to create a mobile application. This mobile application is going to be able to be run on Windows, Apple, iOS, as well as Android. We're going to use the technology called .NET Maui, which is cross-platform in Windows with Visual Studio, and we're going to use XAML for the UI as well as C#. Let me go ahead and just kind of start what I currently have on my computer, my environment. And we're going to be using Visual Studio, and I'm going to click here. It brings up my Visual Studio, and I open up one of my first project. Let me just kind of run this. I'm going to click on the Windows machine. What that does, it starts the emulator. So this emulator, think of this as either an iPad or an iPhone or a Windows or an Android. For us, it doesn't really matter what it is because this right here will run on all the devices. For our sake, we're just going to run this on this emulator. This is a tutorial of tic-tac-toe which was put together by AI with AI's help. So player X wins, so we can restart the game. And then we can install this on any of the devices. But that's a whole different video. For now, on this video, we're going to focus on what do we need and how to create a hello world. And what does it do? An example where it runs on Android, iOS, as well as Windows. Okay, so let me go ahead and just stop this, and then we'll create this from scratch. Let me close this. We're going to first install the tools. What tools do you need to be able to create a mobile application? So we need Windows, actually let's call Visual Studio Community 2026 download. So this is Visual Studio right here. I have this link already for my downloads. This is it right there. And I'll put it on the description of the video. So for us, we're going to be using the Community Edition. This is the free trial without any expiration. So I have 2019, 2022, 2022 preview, and this current one, which is 2026. So Visual Studio started 2026. So let's go ahead and install it. Visual Studio 2026 build is here, Insider. So we'll download it from, not here, don't do what I first said. Do this one right there, the 2026. You can do this one, but it's older. Eventually you're going to want to just use this right here, 2026. So click on the download for the 2026. And inside here, click on the community, download community, 2026 Insider. What that does is it downloaded it downloaded the installer. So with the installer, it allows me to select what is it that I want to install. So I'll click on it and I click yes. So I click on continue. And remember, this is 2026, not 2022. So because I have different versions, this one is mine right here. On 2026, on your side, you may you will have things like install. I have uninstall because I already have everything installed. Whenever you click on the install, what you want to select is, I click on modify. You're going to have a window that comes up at the point when you click on install. It will allow you to make the selection. What is it that you want to install? For starters, you want to install the web ASP.NET. This allows you to create websites. You want to install the Azure AI development. This allows you to create Azure components and Azure in the Azure world. Let's just put it that way. You want to use Python as well, and I also installed Node.js because I use Angular. So you're going to want to do all this for. In addition, for the mobile devices, you're going to want to use .NET, this right there, multi-platform app UI development. So click on this, click on all of this, and then do an install while downloading, download or then install. I already have mine installed, so I'm not going to do any of this right there. But download and install, then you're going to see a progress bar. So for me, I'm just going to close it, but just install this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's all you really need. You don't need anything else installed. And click close. Well, install it. Make sure that it installs. It'll take a while, and then once you install it, you're going to see an icon. I already have it installed, so that's why I've already put the icon. So launch it. Again, let me just start over. Click on in this right here in the downloads on that link, and then click here, download for 2026, and then from inside here I'll put this link in the just download community. So that right there will download the installer so that you can select what tools that you want. We just went over the 5 tools that you will install, and then once it's installed, you will see this icon where it'll ask you where to put it, but you can search on it right like this on your programs. Visual Studio 2026. This is it for me right there. So this is the one that we're going to be using to create the mobile device. So click on open, and I already created quite a few, so this is the one that I created. But also, before you do any new projects, what you also are going to want to download is what do you want to target. So what we want to do is .NET Core download. So download .NET Core, versions of .NET Core, versions of .NET. We go in here. So you can download .NET 9 or 8. I am using 10 right here. So I click here. Right here, you can do it down. If it doesn't allow you to do this .NET 9, this is think of this as the library. You're targeting .NET 9, .NET 8 with your IDE. This is your IDE, Visual Studio. So with this right here, this depends. What do I want to run? I want to use 8 or 9. So download download .NET 9 if you want, or 8. So what I'm currently using is .10, which is a yet to be released version. So you can also get this right there. And I will include the link as well on the video as to where to download this. And we'll talk about this here a little bit more when I show you an example. So right here, what you want to do is you want to download the SDK. So this is 10 right there. So from here, you want to click on the Windows 64, download the 64 version right here. You can download some previous versions as well. This is version 10, but just get the latest right there, Windows 64 for .NET 10. And if you want to target some older versions, you can also do some older versions down here if you want. But we're just going to target 10 right there because that's a more current one. And I've already have it downloaded. So once you install it, you may have to restart your computer, or you may not need to. And I'll show you where you will see that. So once you install the Studio, and you can run without this right there because this one already has a more current one. But if you want some additional .NET versions, this is where you get them from right there, from this page. So I'll close this because I already have it installed. So always feel free to download. It doesn't hurt your computer if you download current ones or old ones. These are just, the .NETs are just for you to develop with. Okay, so let's go ahead and pretend like I am going to run my studio. So you're going to have an application like this. It's going to ask you, hey, this is the one that I created earlier, which is called my first app right here. So this is the first app, and this is the landing page right here, the main page. So I generated, this is like the HTML for the tic-tac-toe game. And then down here is the code for this page right here. So this code has this class called MainPage. This is the main page right here, which uses this class. You see where it says class up here on the XAML? This is going to be important for you to know. Make sure that main page like this is your class, this is the project, and then this is your class. So main page is your class, main page. So just kind of be aware that right there, they work together like this. So app. See, this is app. This is the XAML. So in here, it references the class name. So this is the class name, app. So app right here, and then inside the code behind. Main page here. This is the class. This is the project. This is the class. Project and class. Namespace. You can call it namespace. This is the namespace, and this is the class. Okay, so and then this is the standard look of the file structure, just like this right here. So we'll create a tic-tac-toe from the ground up. And in the dependencies, earlier we talked about .NET. So as you can see right here, I'm targeting 10. So you may want to target older versions. I'm targeting 10. So what this is telling me, this is a cross-platform environment. .NET Core is. So I can target Android, iOS, as well as Windows. I'm not sure what this is. So this is Windows, iOS, or Android. So I can code here, and then I can deploy to any environment. And then we'll talk about deployment later. But for now, let's just kind of like stick to the Hello World application. What do we need? So we installed Visual Studio, and that's really all you need. We can also install new .NET framework, .NET SDKs. We did the 10 as well. So you will need to know this XAML, and then you will need to know, Visual Studio and the target, which SDK. This right there will help you develop, because eventually you're going to be wanting to ask AI, I'm going to deploy an application and it's going to be using .NET 10 as opposed to .NET 8. So some features are not available in 8 that are in 10. So AI will want to know what version are you using so that it can put the code together for you. It can help you with that part. So you have to know this. This is crucial for you to know what target you're using, 10. So we're going to be 10, and of course using C#. That's pretty much already understood. All it does is C# code. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on creating the first application. The Hello World. Okay, so here we go. I click here, the icon 2026. Next is you have the Visual Studio 2026. So we're going to create a new project. Clicked on create new project. So I'm going to, up here in the search windows, I'm going to put in Maui. So then all my .NET Maui templates come up. So this is the one that we want to use, .NET Maui app, which allows me to create a project for iOS, Android, or Macintosh, or Windows. So this is what you want to click on, the .NET Maui app. And this will allow you to create a mobile application. Okay, so click on here, or you can double click it, or you can just click on next. Right here, we're going to call this tic-tac-toe. This is the solution. This is the project name. Then we're going to click next. And then this is where we were talking about the SDKs earlier. So I'm using .NET 10, which is a more current one. And it also, I guess it by default, it included the 9. But you can install the 8 or the 7 previous version. So right here, you will get the list. If you install 10, you will see the 10 listed right here. So we're going to target 10 right there. And we can include sample content or not include it. Let's go ahead and include it just so that we can see what it looks like. Then we click create and they kind of check it to see how they added that code in there. So that helps a little bit, kind of understand how it runs. Okay, so it created the project and it created it just like this. Actually has more things that I wanted. It went way too much in depth. So we don't want all this. I mean, this is good, but this is not really what we want. It just added quite a bit of folders and a lot of unnecessary, well, a lot of different things that we don't really want to use or we don't want to learn, like interfaces. And let's go ahead and undo this right here. Let's close it. But as you can see, it still uses the same one, which is app and shell, which is a standard right here, app and app shell. But we want to keep it simple. Let me go ahead and close this. Close the solution. We'll create another one. So now I'm back into the main interface, right? So let me start over so that you can kind of see how it runs. So I click here. Visual Studio 2026. These are the projects I've created, but we're going to create a new one. So we're going to create a new project. We're going to call it, well, this is the templates. So right here, you will select the template. You can click, because I already created some previous ones, that's why it shows up here, but I want you to know how to select it. So Maui, so we're going to create a Maui app for this devices. Double click it, or you can click next. So we're going to call this tic-tac-toe demo, just like that. And we will click next. So project and then the solution, same name. And then right here we'll click 10, but this time we're not going to include any sample code. So we'll click create, and we are targeting .NET 10. I click create. And as you can see, it's there's less files. It's not as convoluted as it was earlier. So you have the app right here. This is like the bridge. This is the template, and then this is the landing page right here. So let's see what it looks like. So we're going to click here. This is the Windows machine. So when I click Windows machine, it will launch an emulator for me. And this emulator, I can resize it to meet the sizes of an Apple, Android, or an iPad, whatever I'm designing for. So this is it right here. Imagine this is like an iPad or iPhone. If I wanted to kind of pretend like it's an iPhone, I could just make it like this. This is what it would look like, just like that on the. And then this is what the application looks like. It's a hello world, welcome, and then click here. See, it tells me how many times I click here. So in here, this is really the hello world right there. So that's pretty much it, how to create the hello world. And I'm going to take it one step further. So in here, we kind of understood, hey, what do we need for the hello world, right? We need the Visual Studio, we need a .NET framework. So imagine that I'm already in here right now. What I want to do is update this application from this from this hello world into a tic-tac-toe, okay? And I'm not gonna worry about too much about the formatting or anything else. So this is it right there. That's, you can actually push this to your wherever you want, your Android, your iPad, wherever you want. So you can code it as needed right here. This is your HTML. Think of this HTML, what we just kind of saw right there. And this is their spacing, description, and then inside here you have the main page. See, this is where we're clicking and we're seeing the numbers increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this helps kind of understand how is this running, what is it doing. So if count is 1, then it says click 1 time. If it's more than 1, then it adds the S right there. And that's it right there. So now what I want to do is I want to make this into a tic-tac-toe game. So what I'm going to do is I like to close all my tabs if I'm not using them. So I just want to keep this one open. So I'm going to go to AI. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. So I decided to pause the video, and I figured let's review the template, the existing code. So this is the tic-tac-toe demo project. So we have an image here. We have the hello world, and it says welcome.NET Platform App UI. The user clicks here, and it's clicked 1 time. It gives you the number that it has been clicked. Okay, so in here, earlier we determined that this is the main page. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Okay, so this is the main page right there. This is think of this as a web page. This is a vertical stack layout, and it's inside a scroll view. This is the class, the main page class, which is the main page right here. Tic-tac-toe demo, that is the project as well as the solution name, and it's also the namespace. Namespaces kind of help you maintain different segments of code. Let's just kind of keep it simple. So image right here, this is, if I run it, I'll show you. So this is the image right there. So what we can do is, see that right there, it's the image. Let's see how the image gets generated. So the image, it is a file called .NET.png, and every font, every resource that you use will be inside the resources. So as you can see, here's the images, the .NET.png. This is where it's reading from, this file right there. And to comment, what you can do is just click here, and then that right there will comment any code that you want. Like this. So you don't see the image anymore. We can comment off hello world. So without looking at the code, see this says welcome, so this is the welcome label. So this one is the hello world label right there. So to comment off, you can also do it like this, just like HTML, exclamation mark, and then go all the way to the end and then close it. And then you can just click save or Control S, save it, and it removed it. So we can remove this, uncomment this, and then we can also uncomment this part right there. Control S saves it, and now your image is back on here. And again, this could be like a phone, an application. You can click here. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so earlier we were going to create a tic-tac-toe, but I kind of feel like that's a little bit more challenging. And what we can do, instead of doing a tic-tac-toe, let's keep it simple. Not that it's challenging, but I mean, we're trying to keep it even, this is like a hello world, basically. So let's imagine that we want to add a label, a text box here, right? Or you know what, better yet, a drop down with, let's just say it's a username with an input box and with a drop down that has uh, a date picker, the month and year that the person was born, okay? A text box which just allow the user to enter. Let's see how we can do that, okay? So let's keep everything here the way it is. What we can do is ask ChatGPT. It's so I'm using XAML with Maui, and how can I add an input text box? So it gives me the code how to do that right here. Basically, this is just a label, and it's called entry. So we have an entry box. So it's a label, entry, and then this is like the layout. So we can even do this layout right here. Let's see what it looks like. Just like that. And then see, this is a layout. So what we can do is we can put it inside this layout if we wanted to, just like that. And all I did was copy and paste. So I'll run my emulator again, and it's starting. Oh no, it gave me an error. So the reason it gave me an error is because on the button, I'll do a Control K and D. Well, that didn't do anything. That was supposed to kind of clean up the code. So when the user clicks here, there's a method that I didn't copy because I wanted to keep it very simple. So let's do this real quick. So when the user clicks on submit clicked, this method right here is launched. So let's go ahead and copy this method on submit click, and we'll copy it down here. This is the code. So this is the method for the on counter click. Press enter, do a paste, and then this is what's going to happen whenever the user clicks here. So let's put a breakpoint here. So again, I'll come up here to the run. And as you can see, my UI has changed. So this is what the template looks like. So I'll put in, this is the label right there. You just can't see it because it's dark. We can change the font color, but let's just put in a test user right there, right? Okay, so we got test user. Now I'm going to click on submit. Say this is my breakpoint right there. I added a breakpoint, so I click continue. And it says welcome test user. So I click OK. See, to add a breakpoint, you can just click here, add it, and remove it. So I removed it. Now just when I click submit, it does this. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to remove this hello world text from my main page. And by the way, you really want to kind of keep this code clean. So I'll put in tab. It makes it easier to read for whenever you come back to it. So this is a format. So this is, I'll press tab. See, that makes it much easier to read. This is my label. This is enter your name. This is my input. This is a text box, and this is a button. So let's remove we're going to remove the hello world. So let's remove hello world, and let's put in a date picker here. So then I'll go to my ChatGPT is with it's using XAML .NET Maui in XAML. How can I add a date picker? And The reason I specifically say XAML is because I'm only interested on the user interface. That's like the HTML. So all I want is just this part right there. Here's the date. See how it does the date? It's going to get today's date, and this is the date picker. This is the format, month, day, and year, and we're just going to keep it as it is. We're just going to use the date picker. We're not going to do anything else. Just add the date picker, and I just pasted it. So this is the code for the date picker. I press save, then I come back to the UI. I'll have to stop it. I click enter. I click run. Okay, so no declaration for SYS. So let's see what SYS is. No declaration for SYS. I want to say it's because of, let's see, no declaration for this right there gave me an error right there, and send it to ChatGPT. So this is what it recommends. It needs an assembly. So to fix it, you need to add the namespace for system, so SAML knows what date now refreshed to. So in the SAML, this is it right here. So I'm going to copy this right there, right there. At the very top of your SAML, inside the content page, add this line. This is it right there. So then I come here, I close this, I go to my main page because this is the one that I'm updating. Then I paste that right there. This is libraries. This is what it needs to understand the some of the more complicated things like systems. So then I press run right there, like a date, anything like that. So now we have this little date picker right here, and there's many other things that can be done. Date picker like that. Let's do one more thing. We'll add one more control. So in here, right here, how to add a combo. Let's call it combo box with the following options. What can we do? I know what we can do is we can just put in male, female, or not available in a. Okay, this is it right here. It's called picker. It's not really date picker. It's just called picker, and we're not going to add any function to it. We'll just copy this right here, the picker. This is the combo box, and we're not going to copy the label. We're interested just on the combo box with the three options: male, female, and then copy that, and then we'll paste it. Let's paste it. Let's just paste it at a random place above the button right there. So this is it right there. I'll format this just because it looks a little bit easier. It's easier to read. This is my picker. See, this is the date picker that we had. Now this is the picker. So I click up here and run. On change or change. Okay, so that's part of the problem. Whenever you copy and paste code, we kind of don't really pay attention. So there's actually a method so that this is whenever it changes, and I'm not really interested on capturing any kind of events when it changes. I just want to read the value, so I'll remove that right there. what that can do is that can do different things. It can update the web page. You can do a lot of other things behind the scenes. So then I'll click run. That's like on click. Okay, so now this is the this is it right here. So that's female or male or not available. Just choose an option. Now choose an option is it right here. Okay, see this right there. So I'll just choose a gender. I'll save it. And I come to it. Now it updates it right there. Now we'll go ahead and make this a little bit nicer. See now this is the gender, this is the date. And then user can click here. This is part of the template. I'll just put in my name here. Then click submit and welcome my name. So that's really it. I mean, it's really pretty straightforward. To start with a template, and this is what a hello world kind of looks like. It's a little bit more of, in addition, like controls. But when you're using ChatGPT, just do it like this, main page app. So this right here run together. Just be aware that, you know, this right here is our classes. These are related to this part right here, right there. And if see this is namespace, title, whatever, main page. This is how it's linking. So I would start something like that, very simple, and I would keep the same flow, you know, for a hello world, everything inside the main page. And from inside the main page, some additional things that you can do is from in here. What you can do is tell it to, I don't know, take it to another view. Like let's just say, you know what, we can do that at another time. We'll go ahead and just kind of keep this as very as simple as possible, just like, you know, run like that. See, with controls, a combo box, a click event, your name, submit. It's another event. So, and then we'll go ahead and just close it. So you can just imagine that could be a mobile device. It could be your phone. It could be anywhere where you want to deploy it to.